This week, I'm near Moab, Utah, getting away from home to enjoy Utah's warm fall temperatures before winter takes hold. I woke up this morning to finding neighbors next to me that were not here last night. So now I'm going to get on my map apps and try to find something a little more remote. I think I just found us a better campsite. We had a pretty good site where there's people, like vans that can actually get in here and kind of be around us, which is fine, but you know, you always prefer to be alone. So we're gonna go rally up this trail. I think I found a pretty cool campsite, but it's BLM. BLM has been shutting a lot of stuff down, so we'll see what we can find. I have actually camped in this area before, but it's always been a stop along the way kind of a spot without giving it much more thought. With the help of Onyx Maps, one of the 3 apps that I'm currently comparing and testing, I think I actually found something pretty special. Trying to go down this, and it looked like the trail went through there, but now looking at the maps, it looks like we're supposed to go down over here, but it doesn't look like anybody's done it in a while. So we're going to check it out on foot to make sure. There's definitely a trail back here. I'm using Onyx Maps, which I am undecided about still. Some of it's kind of nice. This is showing that this is the trail, and this is pretty gnarly. I could do it. I don't know if people are doing it. Check this out. Definitely a trail. Look. There's me, pup. There's definitely double track up here. It's on Onyx Maps. It's not on any of the other maps, but I don't know if that means anything. Trails Off-Road relies on people to find the stuff, and then Gaia just doesn't have some of those roads, so it's double track though. And I don't see any road or trail closed signs, so we're going for it. We walked it to make sure that this is legit. And it's definitely dual track, it's on the map. Judging by the maps, I think we're gonna have a really cool spot to ourselves. We made it pretty far into this. We have an awesome campsite, which it's kind of a BLM site. There's no firing, so we probably can't have a fire, which I really haven't been having too many fires this year anyway. It's because all the burning, all the wildfires, I've been kind of steering clear of having campfires. So that's Arches National Park. Yeah, so we stayed at a pretty basic campsite down the way here, and there's a lot of people around, which they were nice. But you always want to camp more by yourself. It's the point of having a 4-wheel drive. If I had the camper with me, I would not be camping right here right now. Wouldn't have been able to come back here with the camper. Sure, I could have come over here for a day trip, but I don't like to do that. Whenever I have this view, the sun's going to go down over this, and it's going to be incredible. And if I had the camper, I couldn't be here. What I thought before was having a trailer, why wouldn't you want to be able to stand in it and do all this? Now I think that the way to go is to have a truck build where camp is always there with you. And then if you're doing a really long trip, like if you're going to Baja or something like that, and you're doing 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month, then you have the trailer so you can have that 40 gallons of water and stuff like that. But on a normal basis, you don't need it. I don't need it, usually. It's really nice to have, but it's unnecessary. Blue, come here. Come here. Come get in the shade. Come get in the shade, dog. Come on, get up here. We were camped right there, and there's a fence there now, and the trail is now closed. I guarantee somebody did something stupid to get this trail closed down. Very unfortunate, because this is a cool trail. That's the way she goes. We are at the top of an old trail. This is actually where I was coming and found where I'm at right now, which where we're at right now is pretty cool, but it's not this. And I imagine this is closed down because people were being assholes. It's BLM land, but it's gated off now, you can't get to it. I mean, this would basically be your camp. How cool is this? Pretty amazing. Right outside of the park, over there. Trying to make sure the dog doesn't get bit by a snake. I've never actually seen a rattlesnake up here in Utah myself, but I know they have to be here. Get her back there being glorious. Get up on the high rocks and look for rodents. That's what their primitive genes tell them to do. Got my man purse on, my Peak Design bag. They call it a sling, but it's a purse, make no mistake. I need a bigger one. I need a bigger purse. I'm trying to carry 3 cameras, a GoPro, a drone sometimes. My big camera is a bit of a chore. And I don't really like backpacks that much. I haven't found a camera bag that's handy, as handy and easy to get into as a camera purse. Okay, I think the theme of today is I'm standing in this awesome spot that you can no longer camp. Don't be an asshole. In the last 10 years, just over 10 years, I've lived in Colorado and visited Utah. I have seen a lot of stuff get shut down. And of course, overlanding and off-roading's kind of having a resurgence. People are getting outside more. Just people don't take care of stuff. They leave trash, they drive where they're not supposed to drive. We have so many places that we're allowed to drive. There's places like Germany, other countries, they don't have anywhere where they can do this kind of stuff. Texas is huge, it's the size of some countries. They don't have places where they can do this kind of stuff. It's all like private land. Out here, we have tons and tons of land, and people abuse it and get it shut down. And you can still hike in most of it, but even that's changing because people just don't take care of stuff. Not that I'm perfect, but I do a hell of a lot better of a job than most people do. I don't burn where I'm not supposed to burn if there's a fire ban. I don't leave trash. And I stay off of the sections of trail where I'm not supposed to go on. And that goes a long way. Don't abuse the privilege, because you're going to screw it up, and then all these awesome trucks that we build will be going nowhere but the mall. Blue's overheating, so I got the AC on her. Dogs can't cool down with just a cold beer like we can. The one thing about making videos like this, the hardest part is keeping all of your stuff charged in a vehicle that size. It's already tight in there with all the gear we have. But if you had a Pelican case, 2 full frame cameras, drones, and all that stuff, whether it's in the case or not, you got to charge it. And I've got a portable battery, but that won't charge the drone. So the drone has to have a place to charge. The cameras need a place to charge. And it's kind of a complicated mess because the FJ is a small vehicle. I love that vehicle. It's taken me a lot of cool places. but it's time for something fresh anyway, because it's got 200 and almost 6,000 miles on it. Look at the pillars over here, the needles, or whatever they call these outcroppings. There's like a special feeling to the desert out here. Red rocks, red sand, red sunset. And Utah has a special feeling about it. I think that's why everybody always wants to come back. The last of the light just poked over the mountains. And it doesn't look like other people come here very much at all. It's not really an off-road trail. It is, but it isn't. It's pretty short. I mean, most people wouldn't drive all the way to Utah just to drive down this little road. I thought it went farther, but as I talked about earlier, the assholes messed it up. Sometimes you make an extravagant meal while you're out here, and a lot of times you don't. Especially when you're cooking for one night by yourself, it's easy to get a little bit lazy. So I'm gonna take something simple and turn it into something good. Okay, we're getting fancy. I'm taking an old American classic and I'm giving it new life. Bam. Good luck topping that. Yes, I'm eating like a hobo. I'm eating like a hobo tonight with stag chili and hot dogs. I usually have either elk chili or deer chili, but in my own defense, the deer that I hiked 9 miles out of the mountain has not been processed yet. The reason I'm double boiling this chili can instead of just dumping it into the pot is just, it uses a little bit more water to boil it like this, but then I don't have to deal with cleaning it because I hate cleaning stuff like this when I'm out here. Right here, I mounted my CRKT spew knife, SPEU. This is seriously a cheap, I think I got this thing for 20 bucks. I used to use it for cutting mushrooms whenever I'd find chanterelle mushrooms in the forest when we were hunting. And then I carry a Leatherman now when I'm hunting. I carry a Leatherman now here, but this is just a nice knife for quick slices, and then I don't have like a big knife that I have to clean. Who doesn't love a good chili dog? But my dad is going to be watching this, and he is immediately going to want a chili dog. Because we used to eat chili dogs as kids, and it was a thing. If I'm cooking things in a can, I do this with like gravies and stuff. Usually I'm using my MSR reactor, which is kind of like a jet boil, and it's a smaller pot, and so the water normally comes up to here with less water than what I'm using now. This is kind of a waste of water. Using a jet boil MSR reactor is the way to go. We've got chili dogs on brioche buns with sour cream, 4 Mexican cheese, the thick stuff, not that chintzy thin sliced stuff. Green onions. I got some pickles on the side, and these are jalapeno Fritos. Could use better chili though. There's thousands of people watching this being like, why is that dog so close to that? But you're such a good dog. Okay, so it was a very successful day. Blue is freezing solid. It's like 55 degrees. Sunset was absolutely fantastic. This is a new trail I got the Sony going out there doing a long exposure. In about an hour I'll get down and turn that off and put it away for the night so it doesn't get wet. This thing is just comfortable.
I'm fortunate enough that I get to spend more time than most people exploring places like these. Ever since I was a child, I've thoroughly enjoyed spending time in the outdoors, and it just never gets old to me. And I'm very grateful for every minute of it.
was really nice getting out there, going to a new place, having complete isolation. That was a cool spot. All right, that concludes this weekend. It was pretty cool to go out there and check some stuff out. I needed a solo camping trip. It's good for the soul.
As always, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to check out my other adventure, off-road, and overland related content.